We are joined for the final hour on Josh Widdicombe Show by friend of the show, James Acaster.
Friend of the nation.
Friend of the nation. Don't push it, mate. We're going to now expose how the work of a comedian's done, because you've got a story about your gig last night that you wanted to tell me.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, and then as with anything on a Saturday now, you go tell me on the air. I'm not allowed to speak to you off mic.
It's going to be very awkward when you have to come out to me.
Yeah. When and not if, Josh. Last night I had a gig in Aylesbury. If there's anyone listening who was at that Aylesbury gig, I hope
Sorry.
you were... It depends which half of the audience they were in. Half of them seemed to like me, the other half livid. really angry at the kind of comedy I was trying to do last night. And I'll say trying, I was really working hard.
Yeah.
But the thing that made the gig unusual was that my granddad lives around the corner from Aylesbury.
Yeah, of course he does.
In his mid-80s, with a walking stick. Can't really hear very well.
Yeah.
Got him on the front row because he can't.
You got him on the... Oh, you pulled some strings?
Yeah, pulled some strings. You know, I know some people. I said, Grandad, I will get you on the front and you will hear every word. He didn't hear anything. He wasn't aware that I was doing as badly as I was. But at the end of the gig...
Small mercies.
At the end of the gig, obviously, I was like, right, thank you very much. Everyone claps, which is polite of him. And as I was leaving, he went to... My granddad goes to shake my hand while I'm still on stage. And so I shook his hand, but then he just grabs it really tightly, pulls me in to whisper in my ear. So this isn't a handshake, it's him wanting a word of me.
Right.
And he's saying in my ear, you're going to come back and find me, right, in the interval? Come back and collect me from it. But at the minute, I'm still on stage. And everyone just... All they can see is that...
It's very rare that happens to Bono.
Yeah, his granddad starts... Also, they don't know he's my granddad. So
obviously.
As far as the audience are concerned, an old man has just grabbed me and is starting to give me advice.
Can they... Tell you where you went wrong, mate.
Yeah, that was awful. But then, obviously, I then had to go and get him in the interval. Yeah. And he's sitting there and...
Did they hear him say, are you going to come and get me?
No. So they just knew that he was...
Because if they'd heard that, it would have sounded like he was a really big fan.
Yeah. That's
really
his target audience. No wonder no one else liked it. But I went back, and obviously, if I've normally had a gig that's a bit iffy, I'd leave pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But as it is, my granddad has a walking stick now. He walks very slowly, so I had to leave the gig at a snail's pace, walking really sauntering through the audience, really slow, ambling through them, while they all looked at me. And then, obviously, you saw on their faces, they're going, "Oh no, he's not only did he have that gig, he's got his granddad with him." And it was awful. And but just when we were right in the thick of it, right in the crowd, he did the worst fart I think I've ever heard or experienced in my life.
I'm not normally up for farting humour, but that is exactly
it was like he'd done it on my behalf just to get him back.
And he was the only one that couldn't hear it.
Yeah, he was there looking at me going, silent but deadly. No, it wasn't.
Well, James, thank you. You've made me feel better about myself, if anything.
Oh, good.
I hope your granddad might be listening. He doesn't know.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM Podcast.
This is Josh Widdicombe, still joined by James Acaster. Hello.
Hello, Josh.
And today we're talking about the most pointless awards you won as a child. Presumably you've won. Presumably you cleaned up.
Well, I didn't really ever win any awards. I only got the same ones as everyone else. I got my cycling proficiency, along with everyone else. And I remember when they were handing out the certificates, I was the only one who got the certificate with a bit of a side note.
With a caveat. Yeah.
Everyone else was like, well done. And then me in front of everyone was, James, still a bit wobbly. So I was...
on the bike, presumably?
On the bike, yeah. I didn't walk up to get my certificate and fall over. There he goes again.
Do you cycle now? You do, don't you?
Occasionally. I'm not very... I mean, basically, I get flat tyres so quickly, and then I just throw a massive salt.
That'll be because you're constantly wobbling left and right.
Yeah, I got a flat tyre on the way back home. First night I moved to my new house, on the way home, was got a massive flat tyre, and then the bus driver, who was behind me, stopped the bus and convinced me to get on the bus for free. But I had a fold-up bike, and I had to fold it up before getting on the bus. Because I was in such a tiz, I started to just like mess up the folding, and everyone on the bus was looking at me, like getting so angry because it wasn't a designated stop or anything, and I was there just messing up the folding of the bike.
What kind of bus driver does that?
He was a really nice bus driver, but even he was looking at me like, actually, I've been too nice to this guy. This is not on.
Well, you know, it's good that your cycling proficiency has paid off. Have you? You've got some tweets in about this, have you?
The most the worst awards. Anna Gray has tweeted in saying, "I once won an award for most interesting instrument (brackets double bass), which I don't know what. I mean, really, I don't know how.
It's not particularly interesting.
Interesting that is. But what's good is that she shared the award with a boy who played the Indian drums, which." We've discussed, and I'm pretty sure that is not what they're called.
No, that's not a thing.
That's not an instrument.
You know what it's called, don't you, Neil?
I think it's called a tabla, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tabla drums.
I'd say that he should have won.
Yeah. His was
double
so
bass.
interesting. Obviously not so interesting that they would ask him what they were called. Just Indian drums, mate.
The only way the double bass is interesting is presumably she's a child. So, I mean, that is going to dwarf her.
Yeah, she's like standing on the side like Bill Haley. But
any others?
There's quite a few. Oh, there's one up here. I say up here. I'm scrolling up Twitter.
For readers,
I've not got them on shelves.
Yeah,
we're not in a massive warehouse.
Warehouse of anecdotes.
Yeah. Jess says, I once won an award for the girl who knows all the lyrics to all songs. That may sound cool, but it was stuff like ABBA, is what she says. But then if it's all
That's
songs...
That's the sequel to The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, isn't it?
Yeah, the girl who knows all the lyrics to all songs. Mainly set in a karaoke bar, that film.
Try this one for size. It's common people.
Doing it all blindfolded, doesn't need the screen. Whoa, give that girl an award.
So
she is off key for every single song. Her singing is atrocious, but she knows the words.
So she said mainly ABBA. So that's not all the songs.
No, I mean really, it's like she started learning all the songs by artist alphabetically, and
the other band that she can nail is the pop punk band A.
Yeah, she started halfway through AC/DC, and then she had to quit.
Wouldn't it be great if we played some A now?
It would be good because it was relevant.
Yeah, this is the Arctic Monkeys.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
We are joined by James Acaster, as per bloody usual. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you, Josh.
So each week you give us a scrape you've got into, because your life is a running 70s sitcom.
Yeah.
You know, we're missing Richard Bryars, but there's a new kid in town. So what was your scrape?
I got trapped in my bedroom and had to call the fire brigade. Yeah, ridiculous. But I share
call 999.
Yeah, I had to properly. I share a flat with my girlfriend. It's a very small flat, and the bedroom has a sliding glass door, like a massive sliding glass door.
Yeah.
And she got up in the night and forgot. Yeah, well there you go. She wakes up in the night sometimes, and she had to open the door, and in her tiredness forgot that it was sliding and thought it was just a pull door. So she pulled it towards her, and then it just basically came off of its dollies and jammed between the ceiling and the floor.
Yeah.
And it's like all made of glass. So
it didn't smash.
No, but it was just jammed there.
Yeah.
I went to try and move it, but every time I tried to move it, it made this massive creaking sound like it was going to break. I was like, I can't handle this.
Have you got a window in your bedroom?
No, we've got a window, but we're 3 floors up. There's no way I'm getting out of there. We didn't have our keys in the room with us. We had them in the living room and we couldn't get to them.
Yeah.
And after a while, I was just like, I think we're going to have to phone the fire brigade.
What time of night was it?
This was about 2 a.m.
Couldn't you sleep on it?
No, she really needed a wee. she got up to go to the toilet, and you know, I don't think I could get to sleep now, and I was trapped in the room.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, but like they turned up, and like, they were very nice. But our room is like a shoebox, so 2 firemen climbed through the window, came into our bedroom, instantly said what everyone says, which is, "Oh, this flat's a bit small. Like, I didn't call you here, for this kind of opinion."
We didn't call Kirsty and Phil.
Yeah. And then they put all their protective like gear on, like, visors and everything.
Yeah.
And like shook the door free, didn't break. They
Where
got
were
it
you,
out.
cowering in the corner?
Yeah, for me, the most embarrassing
You
thing
didn't go
was...
down the ladder.
No, we didn't go down the ladder, but when they arrived, they're shouting up from the bottom, and Louise was leaning out the window talking to them. And then they went...
What was she saying?
She was telling them what had happened. And they said, "Are you on your own?" And she went, "No, my boyfriend's here." And then I kind of
And they
sheepishly...
said, is that James
appeared.
Acaster? Because
Yeah.
that's the kind of scrape he'd get in.
There's a, "Hello, James, 10th time this week." But the main thing that ticked me off was that after they had moved the door, one of them... Not only did they say the flat was small, but the other thing that everyone says, he went, "Oh, it's boiling in this flat." I was like, mate, most of the buildings you go to are on fire. Like, keep those opinions to yourself. It's not as hot as probably the last place you were called out to.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Still joined by James Acaster, who got stuck in his bedroom and had to be rescued by the fire brigade.
Guilty?
I don't want to trump your scrape, which is not a phrase I ever thought I'd say. But I last year got stuck in the shower of a Mint hotel. Mint being the type of hotel.
Yeah, no,
I'm not describing.
It's not the kind of lingo I'm used to hear you using.
As a hotel, Mint, yeah. For showers, I got stuck, so I was in the shower, and I don't know, I shower naked, so
Yeah.
do you?
No one does, Josh. You're the only one. I don't know if you're aware of this, but everyone else has
You wear a bathing
has a
suit.
shred of respect.
You
And,
wear one of those Victorian bathing suits.
yep, and a bobble hat.
Fair enough. You know, it takes all sorts. But I'm a bit more free and European.
Yeah.
In my shower. So I was in the shower. It had a sliding glass door like yours. It wasn't a slider. It was a pull door. A door. That's
Probably
what
the same size as my bedroom, though.
Yeah.
If you ask those firemen.
And I'd put the so I get annoyed with when I was trying to do some work. So I get annoyed when they come to your hotel room. So I had the do not disturb. So no one was gonna ever.
Were you doing work in the shower?
No, but generally.
But you set your office up.
Yeah, I had one of those. I had a marker pen that was water resistant. So
Yeah.
I was doing some maths on the wall like Good Will Hunting.
You could have been writing notes in the steam on the condensation with your finger.
Anyway, cut to the chase. The door jammed,
Yep.
and I was locked in the shower. Not in the bathroom, in the shower cubicle, for a good 15 minutes. And there was. It was genuinely the most scared I've ever been, because I was doing a weekend in Leeds,
Yeah.
and this was Saturday morning, so I didn't need to check out till midday Sunday, so they wouldn't. And it was a glass door, so I thought do you know the problem with this anecdote, James, is that it resolves with, and then the door worked again. But for those 15 minutes,
That was me. The fire
What would you have
brigade
done?
would have been called in no time.
Well, I didn't have my phone. I don't take my phone into the shower. You keep it under your bobble hat.
Oh yeah, I've got it in my bum bag. So I would have just got the mobile phone out and phoned him up. James, yep, stuck in the shower again. Don't worry, I'm fully clothed. You won't see anything.
That is why you shower clothed.
Yeah,
It's the
exactly.
amount of times you have to be retrieved by strangers.
Yeah, exactly.
We're learning a lot about you this morning, James.
Josh Widdicombe, podcast, XFM.
We've come to the end, James.
Ah, the end.
As Jim Morrison once
I mean,
sang.
it is. We're saying it's the end, but after the stories we've had, I'm worried we're not going to be able to get out the studio. door will be jammed.
Jammed in. Now, James, thank you for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I mean, there are bonuses to coming on. Obviously, you get to spend time with me.
Yeah.
But also you can plug things. Shall I start with my plugs, or do you want to go first?
Well, I haven't really got
You
many.
go first. You go first.
I mean, really, I'm just doing a bunch of normal gigs every night of the week this week.
Okay.
And, that's. I mean, so if
Plug your Twitter.
at James Acaster.
At James Acaster.
Yeah.
Follow him on Twitter.
Oh, loads of fun on Twitter.
Yeah. What was
I'm
your
not-
last? What
I'm
was your
not
last
really.
tweet?
Does anyone
Just
know
that.
the number
How
for
do
the
you- how
fire
do
brigade?
998. I am on Twitter at Josh Widdicombe. I'm going to do some plugging of myself now, because you're not going to plug yourself. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, you plug away.
Oh no, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, and this has to stay in the podcast, Neil. I'd like to congratulate Verity, my friend Verity, who has just given birth to a boy called Arthur. She named him Arthur.
He wasn't already.
No. Oh, it's an Arthur. I was almost called Arthur as well, but congratulations, Verity. She's genuinely the most pregnant woman I've ever seen. When she was massive from about a month in.
Yeah.
So, and then he was 2 weeks late. Unbelievable.
What? Classic Arthur.
Classic Arthur. So that's my plug.
Is that a plug? A woman was pregnant? No, just give
Arthur Overs Morel. Hear that name.
What's his?
It's going to be massive.
What's his Twitter?
At Arthur Overs Morel.
At
48.
At Brilliant Baby.
At Brilliant Baby. Next week, set up Arthur's Twitter. But thank you, Verity. Thank you for that plug. I mean, I do mean this, but now it sounds like I'm actually having a go. But no, genuinely, I'm genuinely pleased for her.
You're very happy that... Yeah,
very happy, yeah.
She had a baby. Yes.
I should stop talking about it.
Well...
Maybe we shouldn't keep this in the podcast after all.
This has been my favourite thing for a long time. Seeing you somehow managed to dig a hole by being nice and sincere. You're not even saying anything wrong.